All right, cool. Welcome back. You know, it's funny. I needed a video to upload, and I decided today we'll do a throwback of when I used to work out more a lot at Blink. So anyway, today's video we're gonna talk about what's considered too much protein or the truth about high protein. I don't know what I'm gonna name this video. It's not gonna be too long because it's a pretty straightforward topic. But I feel like even before I started working out, people had this discourse about protein. Like no one tells, like people say, oh, if you eat such and such, this is too much. If you eat such and such, this is too much. But honestly, I'm gonna just give you my opinion. It's up to you guys to decide whether you want to take it or not. I it's not just saying this is my opinion, and I also think it's important you do your own research and you see what your body responds to and what it doesn't respond to, right? But at the same time, right? You know what's funny? I should have a picture of me having some foods of what I typically eat for protein. I'll do that at some point. But anyway, so protein, we're gonna explain what protein does for us, right? Protein helps us build muscle, helps us recover tissue, and it keeps you full, satiated, right? So meaning more protein, meaning we're less likely to binge, right? I should have really wrote down notes. This is really off the head. Your body well, no. Typically people be like, the more protein you eat, it becomes fat. But for most people, zero point 0.8 to 1.2 grams is what I would suggest, depending on whether you're cutting, bulking, or you're just maintaining. Just a little bit of nuance in that. A perfect example is for me, right? For example, right? I'm about 240 right now. On average, I try to aim for anywhere between 200. You could probably argue, say, oh, George, you could probably have like 170 and then you'd be good. And you wouldn't necessarily be wrong. But I just feel like for satiated reasons, or like for like the reasons of for satiety, I want to go a little higher just because I know I'm less likely to binge. And at the same time, it's also a case of once you start like I'm not saying you gotta be like extreme and every day you gotta go like to 300 grams. I think because it's very unnecessary. But once you start pushing it like over a certain amount, that's when I think it's unnecessary. So essentially, what I really think you should do, you should try to aim for something based off your. So ideally, when you want to go based off your lean body mass. I like to do total body weight. I don't know why I can't talk today. I like to do total body weight just because I feel like it's easier and it's not as much like a headache in my head to like how I'm gonna like formulate how I'm gonna do this, right? Because it's not. There's no need to like try to do twice. Like I know that I think there was like one guy where he was like 190 and he did I think 400 grams. I don't remember. If I could find the video, I'll probably link it. But that's not necessarily the case of like you need so much. So the issue isn't that people do high protein, at least from what I've experienced. For what basically what I'm saying is this video isn't about carbs, but we're briefly going to talk about carbs real quick, right? Most people think carbs are like bad, but carbs is what fuels you, right? Like one thing I've also realized is that when I with my training, right, I've seen a lot more like benefits from me eating carbs before and after rather than just me just eating carbs throughout the whole day. Because carbs for one makes me tired. Like I think a perfect example is I had a sandwich at 2 p.m. I think 2 days ago, and I was tired afterwards. And it's only because like I don't eat carbs that early, just because it makes me like lethargic and I don't feel like doing anything. So the video is mainly about protein, but don't cut your carbs and fats just trying to reach your protein goals. It's like that ruins your performance and your energy. So essentially, what I suggest, this is probably what you guys have been waiting for, is if you're cutting, I would say a gram to 1.2 grams of protein. If you're bulking, which is interesting, I'd probably say 0.1. You know what? I'm gonna keep it simple. Honestly, for everything, you just want to do 0.1 to 1 grams. Some people say, oh, I do less just because that's what I prefer. For me personally, regardless of whether I'm cutting or bulking, I just like to stick to a gram. It saves me the headache of trying to, obviously not every day am I going to hit a gram of protein, but more likely than not, on average, I try to shoot for 200. So if you're someone who's 150 pounds, I'd say anywhere between 110 to 120 is reasonable. You could do the math, depending on what your weight is. But yeah, protein shouldn't be this complicated. I feel like you should shoot for zero point 0.8 to a gram overall, and then you see how your body reacts, see how you handle it, and it's a case of just like I'm not you don't obviously like you could do more, but it's not necessarily like more is better. It's more of a case like you hit your gut targets, you stay consistent, you focus on your carbs, your fats, and your recovery, and that's what helps build muscle overall. I hope this helps. This video is kind of all over the place. I was basically trying to say that, actually, no, we'll make this easier. Comment your weight down below, and I'll tell you what I think you should be shooting for when it comes to your protein. Hope this helps.